13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Well, right now at 6, it's a First Alert Action Day as the excessive heat warning continues for the 4th day in a row. The parts of the valley that are expected to see record-shattering heat today. And starting today, the DMV will be open for longer, but there is a catch. Coming up, we'll explain. Plus, another fire breaking out in Southern California overnight. The latest on the Dome Fire as it burns near the Nevada border.
Virtual schooling relies on a strong Wi-Fi connection, but not everybody has that. Coming up, we are connecting you to a free resource for students.
Well, good morning, Las Vegas. It is a First Alert Action Day, so let's go ahead and get things started with First Alert meteorologist Justin Bruce joining us live from home this morning with more on how bad it's going to get. And this is record-breaking, Justin.
Yeah, record shattering. As a matter of fact, Kalina, today's going to end up being, as long as the forecast verifies, and I'm fairly confident it will, the hottest day so far in 2020. It's been a crazy year. It was 113 each of the last 2 afternoons officially in Las Vegas. Today should be a little bit warmer than that. Take a look outside. It's kind of got that preheating the oven appearance. A couple of clouds in place as there has been a bit of monsoon action in other parts of the west. Nothing close to Las Vegas, though. Temperatures moving from the upper 80s into the low 90s as we head through the 8 a.m. hour. 105 at noon, 112 at 5 p.m., and we're not looking for much relief in the form of wind. So there's a heat advisory for the mountains. The excessive heat warning continues for the 4th day in a row here across Las Vegas and much of the rest of the desert Southwest. And here are the reasons why. 114 the high temperature in Las Vegas, 115 North Las Vegas, 113 in Boulder City. Our friends in Laughlin will bake at 119. Pahrump 114 and Mesquite 115. Kalina, we'll talk about record high temperatures because we're expecting to break them for the next few days.
All right, Justin, thank you so much. Let's head out to our roadways to see what you are dealing with. And honestly, we've been very, very quiet. No crashes to report so far this morning. I checked a couple of the cameras and we are looking good speed-wise, so you can actually head out and enjoy your Monday morning drive. 6:02 now. We have an update on a deadly police shooting. This one happening on the west side of the valley. Metro says a woman had called 911 last night saying her husband was going through a mental episode and fired 3 shots inside of a home. She told them he was making some type of politically motivated statements. Now, when police arrived at the home near Sahara and Durango, the man came outside with a gun. Officers then shot him. Officers say that they tried to save him, but he later died. Today, the parents accused of killing their 1-year-old son in a DUI crash will be in court. Lauren Presilla and Cameron Hubbard Jones are both facing second-degree murder charges. Police say they were racing each other in separate vehicles when Presilla crashed, killing their son in the back seat. Prosecutors say the cars were going 120 miles per hour. This happened near Rampart and Lake Mead on July 12. Officers say Presilla was under the influence at the time. Both parents are expected in court at 8 a.m. Well, a violent weekend on the Strip. 2 separate incidents sent people to the hospital. The first happened early Sunday morning. A man was stabbed multiple times at the Venetian Hotel. He went to the hospital in critical condition but is expected to survive. Metro Police say they're still working to figure out what led up to that attack. And about 2 hours later, police say 2 groups got into an argument over whose turn it was to take photos in front of the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. At one point, someone fired a shotgun, to someone who was nearby. It hit that person in the leg. The victim was taken to the hospital. Right now, it's not clear how they're doing or if police have identified a suspect. More changes at the DMV begin today, giving you a little more time to schedule an appointment. But that doesn't affect every DMV office. 13 Action News reporter Sean Delancey is live at the West Flamingo location with everything you need to know about the change. Sean?
Yeah, Kalina, we have come a long way since the day that this DMV right here first reopened, and people angrily rushed the doors after they'd waited for hours and were told that they needed to get an appointment to get inside. Well, That is still the case, but now you've got a little bit more time to actually schedule it. The DMV is extending their hours at their 4 Las Vegas and Henderson locations from 7 a.m. to 6 in the evening. Reps say that will allow them to get through more appointments safely, but there is a trade-off. You lose a full day of service. The offices are closed on Saturday now, so workers can process backlogs. On Saturday, you can only use drop-off services or take driver skills test. A lot of people have been telling us about long wait times to get an appointment scheduled, so this move could alleviate some of the backlog, and DMV officials are still urging you to use any online or kiosk services you can and cancel any appointment you know that you cannot make to open that slot for others. Now, the DMV is also working to expand online services for both your driver's license and your ID. I'll tell you about that coming up in a half an hour. But for now, Sean Delancey, 13 Action News.
All right, Sean, thank you so much. We are on wildfire watch this morning. The Dome Fire broke out last night in the Mojave National Preserve. This is in California near the Nevada border. Now, right now, the fire has burned more than 5,000 acres. Multiple agencies are responding both on the ground and also in the air. The preserve is about an hour from Las Vegas. And up north, the Loyalton fire continues to spread quickly in the Tahoe National Forest. So far, has burned nearly 30,000 acres near Loyalton. Mandatory evacuation orders are in place for the California city. And here you can see California really being hit hard by other wildfires. Take a look at your screen here. The Ranch 2 fire in Azusa, that's the top left of your screen. That one's burned about 2,500 acres. Authorities there looking for a man who they say intentionally started that fire. Now, the Lake Fire near Santa Clarita, that one has burned more than 17,000 acres so far and destroyed more than 20 structures.
There's been areas of this fire that have not burned in decades. It's in inaccessible terrain, which added to the complexity of the fire.
The triple-digit heat also creating a power emergency there. The higher demand for electricity forced 2 major power companies in the state to issue rolling blackouts. Hundreds of thousands of customers had their power turned off on rotation during the heat wave they were also feeling there over the weekend. 6:07 now. There are now more than 61,000 cases of coronavirus in Nevada. That's according to the state health department. Nearly 700 new cases were reported yesterday. 1,072 people have died. 3 of those reported over the weekend. Now, the test positivity rate is nearly 11%. Experts say it should be at about 5%. The zip code 89110 here in the valley has the highest number of cases. That's located in the Northeast Valley. But we do have some good news. Hospitalizations are down nearly 3%. 940 employees will be laid off at McCarran International Airport. Most of the layoffs are for those working as fast food clerks, restaurant hosts, baristas, bartenders, and servers. The airport's food service provider says more layoffs may be coming for those not scheduled to work by October 15th. Airport stores and restaurants have been struggling as air travel still remains lower than usual. Students heading back to school will need reliable Wi-Fi and at-home equipment, but not everyone has easy access to the internet. 13 Action News reporter Kelsey McFarland joining us live right now from the Sahara West Library to explain what resources are available to keep your student connected. Kelsey?
Yeah, Kalina, good morning. That's been a major question for parents. What if our Wi-Fi can't keep up with the demand of at-home schooling? And what about students who don't have a permanent address? In response, one organization is stepping up with a helping hand.
It's going to be interesting.
Catherine Curtin-Coble is a teacher's aide and has kids in 4th and 6th grade. They're preparing for a virtual school year.
I mean, just trying to be in some meetings, I get kicked out constantly.
She's hoping their Wi-Fi connection will hold up for the whole family.
There's going to be at least 6 of us in this house using the one internet connection. We might have to get some hotspots or something. I don't know.
That concern spreads to thousands of other families across the valley. When I asked the school district what solutions are available, they pointed me towards Connecting Kids Nevada, driven by the Nevada COVID-19 Task Force and led by Jim Murrin and Elaine Wynn.
It is clear to me and to many of us that if you're going to have virtual education that is dependent on technology, it stands to reason that those who are probably deprived of the technology connectivity are those children who are in need most.
The organization partnered with Cox Communications to provide free internet for eligible students for the entire school year.
It'll be subsidized by Cox or the school district if they're going to need hotspots instead of a landline internet.
To be eligible, here's what you need to do. Head to connectingkidsnv.org or call the Family Support Center. Fill out a survey which will tell Connecting Kids what devices your student needs to have a successful school year.
And even if you are connected and you have devices, we need that information as well.
This applies to students across the state in all school districts.
Just make those calls. Tell us who you are, where you live, student ID numbers, very simple, and then we will get them connected.
Now, if you can, spread the word about this. Families without an internet connection will be the hardest to reach with an online survey. We'll have details on where to find the call center number and the survey on our website, ktnv.com. Reporting live, I'm Kelsey McFarland, 13 Action News.
You know, Kelsey, this isn't the only option CCSD is offering for students without internet. So kind of curious to know if you can let us know what the other partnerships are that they've made.
Yeah, this location actually will be a resource for students. We're at the Sahara Library. You can see that sign there. It says we are fully open. CCSD is actually partnering with the Clark County Library District and several local businesses to set up Wi-Fi hotspots across the valley for students. Now that includes Clark County libraries, auto shops, community centers, and so much more. That list also will be on our website.
All right, Kelsey, thank you so much. We'll check in with you again in just a little bit. Now, the Democratic National Convention, that starts today. Coming up, the keynote speaker that will virtually kick things off tonight. Plus,
well, now it's very stressful.
A local salon now more than $13,000 in debt after they were forced to close. The new struggles the owner is facing, even though the business is now back open.
Dangerously hot weather continues without any relief in sight. It's another action day. The excessive heat warning continues. Highs all week long range from 111 to 114. Nighttime lows not offering much relief. Rain chances slim at best. We'll talk all about your heat advice, and we'll explain just what is going on with this off-the-charts weather pattern in the 7-day planner.